Oh,
All right, so tell me a little bit the backstory of how you got this awesome pin.
well, my father gave it to me. His father gave it to him, and my great-grandfather gave it to my grandfather. It's this Thomas Marsh Abbott was an early pioneer in Salt Lake. He arrived in the Salt Lake Valley, I think when he was about 14 years old, and managed to live 50 years. And the pioneers who are still alive in 1897, they gave these medals.
And I love the fact that it's your ancestor, it's your family member.
Yeah, it is.
And you are correct. This is from the 1897 Pioneers Jubilee, and I love it because we're here, Salt Lake City, Utah. You couldn't ask for a more location-centric item for where we're filming today. This marked the 50th anniversary of Brigham Young and the Latter-day Saints' arrival into Salt Lake City from 1847. And when you look at the quality of this pin, it's exceptional. The reason why it's such exceptional quality is that this was manufactured by Tiffany & Company, one of the finest jewelers in the world. You know, we look at the back here, it's 18 karat gold. We have beautiful enameling here on the front. The casting is exceptional, and what I love beyond the quality of the pin is you have the original fitted box branded Tiffany. Now, this is the type of item where it's going to be most desirable in Utah compared to anywhere else in the country, really. And yes, gold today, because you were asking me earlier about gold value versus collectability. Gold right now is sitting at like $3,300 an ounce. It's, you know, record prices for recent times of how high gold is. However, I believe the quality of the pin, the historical significance outweighs the actual gold metal value. And here's the funny part, which I think is amazing. 20 years ago, literally to date, 20 years in the year 2000, the same pin, obviously not identically the same, but from the same event, Pioneers, Jubilee, Tiffany was appraised on the show at a Las Vegas stop in 2000. Value has changed a lot because gold has gone up so much. Conservatively, today at auction, I feel this would easily be a $4,000 to $5,000 pin. Most recently, one sold at auction about 11 months ago, ended up bringing $4,500, including the buyer's premium. But awesome piece of Salt Lake City history, your family history. It's a wicked cool thing. Thank you for bringing it in today. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't. No, thank you very much.
Are you how many stops did you have to go before you got sent to like 3 different places before coming to collect them? Well, thank you, sir, for coming in today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, on deck.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. My name is Melanie, and we are here live with Travis Landry. We're at the Red Butte Garden Amphitheater for Antiques Roadshow's 3rd stop on our 30th season production tour. We're bringing you live appraisals from our event, and we have another one with Travis. We want, also throughout this live event, we want your questions for our appraisers, so comment in the chat what you want to know, and hopefully we see some of your favorite appraisers along the way. We have another one for Travis right now.
I'm pretty excited about this.
Travis is very excited. Let's see what we have.
I know. It's okay. You're getting the social media action today.
I'm going to give this microphone to you.
It's a busy day in Salt Lake. All right.
Like your stuff.
Bust them out.
Okay, here they are.
I think everybody will like these because I was very excited. All right, what is the background story? Let us hear it.
So my aunt last year passed away from dementia. And prior to her passing in April, I cleaned out her house before she went into a care facility. And amongst many other things that I found these sort of like in the depths of a closet among blankets. And I didn't know she collected Pokemon cards. She loved to do like yard sales, so she would buy things and then she tried to sell them via yard sale. And so she lived in Japan for about 10, 15 years of her life. She worked for the State Department. So she always had an interest in like the culture and everything. She spoke Japanese, she wrote Japanese. So that's kind of the backstory.
What would you like to learn about first, the packs or the cards?
Let's start with the cards.
Okay, start with the cards. We have here Venusaur, Charizard, two Nidokings. Charizard is the king of Pokemon. He's the best. He's what Mickey Mouse is to the 20th century. I consider Charizard to the 21st century. Most iconic Pokemon next to Pikachu. These are all from the 1999 base set, the original set of cards that came out. They're not first edition, but they're not truly unlimited. Do you know why these cards are particularly special compared to the other foils in the pod?
I mean, I know enough that Charizard is a big Pokemon, but I have no idea.
Do you know what separates this Charizard from a regular base unlimited Charizard?
No idea.
So after first edition, but before we get to the true unlimited print, there was a little in between where we have shadowless unlimited Pokemon cards.
Okay.
When we look here in the lower margin, you can see 99 is repeated twice. 99 here to the left of Nintendo, and then 1999 all the way here to the right. The other indicator is when you look along the right-hand side here, there is no shadow.
Oh, okay.
So if we were to compare it to, let's see. Here you go. Here's Alakazam. Look at the difference.
Okay.
99 here, ends at 98. So you have the shadow to the right of the holographic image, no shadow. So because these are shadowless, they're worth exponentially more than their regular unlimited print counterparts.
Okay.
When we look on the back, it's actually remarkably clean for a card that was banging around in your aunt's drawer. There's there's very little white to the edges. You know, tiny nick here in the upper right-hand corner. But otherwise, it is a wicked clean Charizard. I will take it out of the sleeve as well. I mean, the surface image, there's not a lot of scratching to it. It's a beautiful card. If I were to say numerically, talking grade, on a bad day at the grader, it might get hit with a 7.5 to an 8.
Okay.
But because you only have two little white ticks in each corner, there's a very good shot this could hit 8, 8.5. I mean, the edge is sharp. Do you have an idea what you think this card is worth today?
$10.
Well, I will say your aunt made a really good investment. The Charizard on its own would be $1,800 to $2,400 today.
Are you kidding?
As real as a heart attack.
Okay.
Now we move on. Now, obviously, Venusaur, when it comes to out of the big three of Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, unfortunately, I consider Venusaur the weakest link.
Oh.
But, again, shadowless printed card. Overall, very nice. Not a lot of scratching to the holographic image. We look to the back. Again, very little white. It's going to be comparable condition. The Venusaur, conservatively, is going to be about $700 to $1,000. And then, last but not least,
Oh my gosh.
your two Nidokings are easily going to be about $300 to $500 a card.
Oh my God.
So just in the four shadowless cards, you're easily going to have about $2,500 to $4,000, give or take. And there's other cool stuff here. Like, don't get me wrong, a base unlimited Alakazam on average is a $40, $50 bill. But we'll get to the second round of real money, Team Rocket. When it comes to original Wizards of the Coast era Pokemon, 1999 to 2003, to me, the Team Rocket set is one of the best because you get all the dark, you get Dark Charizard, Dark Blastoise, Dark Raichu. It's just a wicked cool set. The art is awesome. These are all unlimited packs compared to being first edition. So they're not going to be super crazy in value.
Okay.
The other thing of what determines the value of a Pokemon pack is the weight. Mm-hmm. The heavier the weight of a pack, the better the odds are of getting a good holographic card.
Okay.
You know, if some of these packs are starting to weigh in around 20, 21 grams, people are going to get really excited to either rip them or keep them sealed.
Okay.
We're going to give value without weight.
Okay.
You have to figure each pack is worth about $300 to $400. So, you know, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. It's about $1,600 to $2,000 in packs. Your other cards here, you have like $5,000 to $7,000 worth of Pokemon. That's a pretty good day, right?
Way more than what you were thinking.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So you're going to take good care of these.
Yes, they're gonna go back into my basement.
Or honestly, I
Get to
would.
being buried.
Yeah.
Well, I would recommend, at least for the shadowless cards, to protect them, spend the $15, get them graded.
Okay.
I would. You could. There's multiple companies that do it.
Okay.
It would definitely secure your aunt's investment of
Yes.
$10.
Yes.
And it secures now your $5 grand, $7 grand pile of paper.
Oh my
So
god.
it's a pretty. This is why I was excited when you brought them up to the table.
I have no idea what to do with these.
No, definitely, they're wicked good. This is, obviously first edition is the best when it comes to base set, but you don't see many shadowless Charizard. It's a very weird, limited print. Not many of them circulated. They're great cards.
She would be very happy.
Thank you for bringing them in today.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I made a mess on the table.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is amazing.
Not a bad day right there. Not a bad day. Thank you.
Gosh,
We
thank
learned
you.
about Pokemon.
Yeah, Shadowless,
Shadowless.
Unlimited Team Rocket, year 2000. It's a good group of
Be
paper.
impressed with us and our lingo now.
Oh.
Yeah, you're now Pokemasters. There to go.
I guess so, yeah.
You're gonna
I'm
get
ready.
your 8 gym badges.
I have no idea what that means.
You've
but
never
I'm-
played Pokemon as a kid, like for Game Boy? What?
In high school.
Oh, you're too
No.
cool. I still played Pokemon in high school. What does that mean? Thank you. She played Pokemon. Yeah.
Okay, Pogs I can get
We
on
have
board.
Pogs. We have Pogs, yeah.
This
we have
is
Pogs.
fantastic. I love it.
We have
Thank you,
Pogs,
ladies.
but not thank you so much.
I loved anime though. And like my Bad Smaru purse that I had when I was 15, I used it until it fell apart. So,
Amazing.
Yeah, like Sailor Moon. I can get on board with some Sailor Moon.
Good
but
deal.
Pokemon was just never my vibe.
Fair enough. Take good care of the cards.
I will. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
What do we think of that? People like the Pokemon action?
Congrats.
I was a little sad I didn't get to properly film them, but this is way better.
That's great. I mean, she had a great
Thank you.
reaction. Thank you so much.
What?
We actually have a question from the audience. and
Yes.
This might be a complicated question.
Oh,
but
I love complicated
what
questions.
is more valuable now, Magic or Pokemon?
So on the ultra high end, I give it to Magic the Gathering because compared to the two markets of Pokemon and Magic, Pokemon has been extremely volatile. Where at peak COVID prices, Gem 10 first edition Charizards are bringing upwards of 400 grand. Wow. Now they've come back down to about 150,000 for a bad one to maybe upwards of 200,000. Whereas if you have a alpha print Black Lotus, which is what Charizard is to Pokemon, Black Lotus is to Magic, they only printed 1,100 of them. Between all the grading companies, there's less than 300 of them graded. They're exponentially rare. A grade 9 Alpha Black Lotus would be $250,000, and a grade 10 Alpha Black Lotus would be an easy $1.5 million plus trading card. So at the ultra top end, I give it to Magic.
Okay. Now you know. And if you're a collector out there, now you know. And
Yes.
look through your collection, see what you have, and hopefully something that.
Hopefully it wasn't too complicated of an answer. I'm
No.
sorry, everybody.
Does anybody have any more questions for Travis in the comments? Have you had a good day? Found anything you pitched or anything you're excited?
Fantastic day. Salt Lake City has been packed literally within the first hour. I had a $1,000 Nintendo game. I had a $4,000 Mario statue that was wicked cool.
Yep.
From when N64 came out. I had like a $10,000 stack of comics. I could have filmed probably 4 times today if I could just pitch endlessly.
Wow, great stuff in Salt Lake City. We
Yes.
love to hear it. Well, thank you, Travis.
Thank you.
Hope you have
Enjoy
a-
the show, team.
Thank you. I'm going to take this
You
from
got
you.
it.
So,
Fun, everybody.
thanks.
Thank you.
So again, we're live at the Red Butte Arboretum for Antiques Roadshow's 30th season, and right now we have a sports appraisal that we're going to bring you to. Let's see where she went. Sports over here. If you have questions for our appraisers, we want to know, they want to know, leave them in the comments and we'll get to them when we can. Excuse us. Hey, I hear you filming this for social media? Yep. Is that all right? All right, I'm going to give this to you.
I'm going to take these off just because it got clattering.
Great. I'm going to give this to you right here. Really does
Where do you want us to stand? I'm sorry, Val and Chips. I'm late. All right, so how do you want these, you guys? Do you want them like this?
It's live, so whatever works for you.
All right. So we've got Val and Chip here. Val, you guys have brought in 3 baseballs, all team signed. Tell us a little bit about them.
I got the first 2, the 1950s Yankees ball from my grandpa when I was 7 years old, which puts it more than 50 years ago. It's signed by DiMaggio, Howe, Stengel, Barrett, but not Mickey Mantle, which makes me think the first half of the season.
But all Hall of Famers.
Yes, it's
right.
Phil Rizzuto too, right?
That's right, all Hall of Famers. Holy cow.
And the second one is a 1949 or more likely 1950 Philadelphia A's ball signed by Connie Mack, probably shortly before he was retired. And Jimmy Dykes, oddly enough, an IE on Jimmy. And then this is a Tigers ball from 1976 or 77, signed by Ron LaFleur most notably, and Ralph Houck, who's also on the Yankees ball. But unfortunately, it was signed right before Alan Trammell and Lou Whitaker came up to the team. So I know that would be more important if they were on it.
So Val, did you do any research on this?
I love sports, yes. But we know you know more than anybody on the planet.
So who do you root for?
Tigers and Mariners.
Okay, but you get Tigers, you get Yankees, and you have A's here, Philadelphia A's. Okay, so it's a tale of 3 teams, all right? Let's start out with the 50 Phillies. So Connie Mack managed in the big leagues 50 years. One of the greatest managers of all times, but he had teams that did fantastically well, like in the early 1900s, and he had teams that did great. 1929 and 1930, they won the World Series, but each time he ended up having to sell off those teams because of financial problems. So by 1950, not a great team. The way we value baseball's team signed is how successful the team was that year, who the Hall of Famers are, the key signatures, what the quality and condition is of the signatures themselves, and whether they are going to be authentic. Now, I'm not a professional authenticator, so I'm just going to assume that they're authentic. But if you look at like the Phillies ball, the A's ball, it has a lot of signatures on here. But as you just said, the most important one is Connie Mack himself. So that ball, because they did not do great, even with Mack, is probably $150 to $200 auction estimate. Okay. Now let's talk about their counterparts that are the early 50s Yankees. Let's assume this is 49-50 Yankees before the Mickey Mantle. They still were in the middle of winning 5 straight world championships, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. But my thinking is it's got to be somewhere between 50 and 51 because it's Joe DiMaggio, and he retired after the 51 season. But there are other good signatures on here. You mentioned them all, the other Hall of Famers, Yogi Berra, Phil Rizzuto, and so forth. So this ball, assuming it's a championship team ball, and again, looking at the quality of the signatures and the quality of the ball itself, now it does take away that it's not an OAL ball, it's an official American league, but that's not too bad. But overall, the quality is great. Now, this is the type of ball, without knowing the exact year, I'd probably put $600 to $800 on. And if we found out the exact year, we might add value to that as well. It could be as high as $1,000. Okay? Lastly, and probably leastly, we have the 76 Tigers. Now, if I recall correctly, their heyday was 68 when they won the World Series with Denny McLain. The 70s were not great years for them before they got Sparky Anderson, before they got Alan Trammell, Lou Whitaker, and so forth. They still, I believe, had Al Kaline on there. I'm not positive. But again, this ball's going to be closer to this. This is probably going to be in the $100 range. because of that.
Okay.
But I'm so happy that you brought them in and happy that we could talk about a little bit of history about these teams.
Thank you so much. We love your work and have enjoyed watching you for more than a decade on the show.
Well, thanks for coming to Utah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can I grab the microphone?
Absolutely.
So how you doing, Lee? How has your
good.
day been?
It's been great. My day has been fantastic. We love being in Salt Lake City. The atmosphere with the mountains, the people that are here.
Beautiful here.
It's as good as it gets.
Yeah. Are there any questions for Lee in the chat? Have you had a chance to pitch today?
I have, and in fact, I'm running to makeup in the next 5 minutes.
Okay, so you have to go.
And I'm going to be doing a 1947 Jackie Robinson sign program.
Wow.
Which is pretty
That'll
cool.
be exciting.
Any value in red, white, and blue Harlem Globetrotters basketball signed by Freddie?
Red, white, and blue Harlem Globetrotters
Signed by-
basketballs.
Fred Turley Neal and Meadowlark Lemon.
Well, those are two of the greatest Harlem Globetrotters ever. Signed by the two of them. They did sign a lot because they were so popular. I mean, in their era, their heyday was the 70s and 80s. Off the top of my head, without seeing the basketball, but assuming it's in great condition, I'd probably put an auction estimate of at least $300 to $500 on it. It could be more, but that's off the top of my head.
Great.
Thank you.
Most memorable
Oh my
Antiques
God.
Roadshow moment.
I'm very lucky because I've been on since the very first show in '96. So I've had a number of them, but probably one of them was in 2014 when I had the 1872 Red Stockings archive that was brought in and valued it at that time for $1 million. But it wasn't the price that really I loved, it was the story. Because the woman's great-great-great-great-grandmother was a landlady in West Roxbury, Massachusetts, and the 1871-72 Red Stockings were one of the first professional teams, and they were staying with her. And her son was a huge fan. This is like the first fan collection ever, and it was cards, it was passes, and it was a handwritten letter by the starting nine. It was spectacular, and I'll never forget that.
I remember watching that. You can watch that appraisal online now at pbs.org/antiques and see Layla's favorite appraisal. Do we have any other questions?
Thanks for watching Roadshow.
Thank you. All right. Good luck with your appraisal.
Thank you, Mel. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm just going to clip this right now. So we have our executive producer, Marcia Bemko, in a couple minutes. So if you have any questions for Marcia at all, anything about her favorite appraisal, how the show is made, how the production is made throughout the year, let us know in the comments. We want your questions. She wants to answer them. So as you can see, we're here at the Red Butte Garden Arboretum and Amphitheater filming Antiques Roadshow's third stop on our 30th season production tour. As you can see, the appraisal event is in full swing. We had over 9,000 people apply to come to this event. We only give away 2,000 pairs of tickets, so these lucky folks here got to come to the show. When you win a ticket, you get a pair of tickets, so you get to bring a friend. Each friend gets to bring 2 items, and it's from these items that we make our show. So we have Marcia here right now. Again, let us know your questions for her. She's excited to meet with you all. Let's step down here. Excuse me. Hi, Marcia.
Hi.
How are you today? Here's your
It helps if you can hear me,
Yes.
right? I'm great today. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
How's your day been going?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. We're in a beautiful spot. Did you guys see the roses?
We have not seen the roses
You need
yet.
to see the roses.
There are 2 rose gardens.
It's like amazing. I mean, there's really good stuff here too. We're here appraising antiques, but the roses are pretty good.
If you're from Salt Lake City or you come to Salt Lake City, you should definitely stop by this spot. It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. Yeah.
Great place to see some appraisals and
Yeah.
see some antiques.
Well, I guess we're here for a very lucky time. I guess if other times of the year when you're here, the roses aren't all in bloom and it can be very brown. So we're here for I think one of the prettiest times of year, lucky us.
TV show magic.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for Marcia in the comments?
What's your most memorable Antiques Roadshow moment?
You know, I have to think of memorable Antiques Roadshow that don't involve crying. because I tend to talk about one that it's like you want a different answer. Like I would have a new memorable answer, but it's going to be one you've heard before if you are a loyal
Watch the
watcher.
lives.
Yeah, because I still like the peach can label.
Yeah.
You've heard about the peach can
I
label,
have.
and I still like it. It's still not even worth under $1,000. I like it because it's sweet. I'm not going to stop liking it. I've seen some things today I like a lot, but no, like I want to remember $400 to $600. It might have gone up to $600 to $800 label that says these pieces are worth fighting for. So you want to hear about the great valuable thing that I love? That I love all that stuff. I watch some of it, but I like that one.
What was
a
the
lot.
story?
Appraisals to put on TV.
Ooh, that's a good
Well, it
question.
starts with, "Are you here?"
Oh, what? How do you decide which appraisals get on TV?
Appraisals, not appraisers. Got it. Well, it starts with the appraisers are on the front lines, and they are basically appraising whatever comes to their table until there's something good. And by good, depending upon where you are, something good. Good story, maybe not big money, maybe big money, thin story, whatever. But it's got to have something there. Got to have something there to grab onto. And so we go over, and the appraisers are on the front lines. And most of what they do is they see it, they appraise it, they say it's worth $50 when it was made, and they're done. It's over, because that's what most of you have, stuff worth $50. And so, but your thing is so great. They say, will you wait for a producer? And that's what I'm doing today, along with Jill, Sam, and Allie. The four of us are running around just listening to appraisers pitch us as to what they want to have go to camera. We don't say yes to everything. We can't. Not everything's worth doing. Let's keep in mind our appraisers are here volunteering their
We don't pay
time.
them.
Yeah, we don't pay them. They donate between $1 and $2 million every year to GBH, Antiques Roadshow, and public television. And so it's in their interest to get on TV to at least be taped to maybe get into one of the shows. So that's what they want to get taped. People are here for one main reason. The guests are coming to learn something, and our appraisers love what they have to show them.
Exactly.
It's all about that.
Oh, they get so excited when they find something
Yeah.
they want to pitch.
How many appraisals do you film each day?
How many appraisals do we film each day?
Well, if we count Adam,
Adam does snapshots.
thank you.
The short little interstitials between the longer appraisals.
And how many? I'm trying to remember. I want to say he shot almost 100 snapshots the last two cities.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, I think
I
that
want
sounds
to check
right.
my notes, but I want to say that of recorded appraisals where we set it up with our 4 units, we shoot about 60. That'll make us 3+ episodes of television.
Yeah.
And by the way, we don't want 59, or we don't want any less than 60. Anything more would be great. We tend to run out of day after that.
Because some of them that we film don't even make it into those episodes, right?
Not everything will make it.
Yeah.
That's the nature of all television for all bunch of reasons. Maybe I won't even give all those reasons unless you want them.
Will you ever have an on-air host again?
Ooh, will we
No.
ever have an on-air host again?
Right,
Yes.
you asked it and I stepped on it.
That's all right.
No, you know why? It costs a fortune.
Yeah.
An on-air host demands its own crew. On-air hosts want to fly first class. None of us do. They're very expensive. It's a very, very expensive role. I can't imagine us being able to afford it again. The reason we stopped with Mark is because we just couldn't afford to continue to produce that way. And so that's why. But I love Coral Pena, who narrates our shows, and I think it's great.
She's great. She's so nice.
Yeah,
Whenever
she
we
really
sit in
is
VO
great,
session,
yeah.
she's great.
How do you pick the places that you...
Ooh, how do we pick the places that we go to
Well,
on
thank
tour?
God for Jill Giles, huh? We have a team that Jill is in front on, looking at all of our venues. She's looking ahead, years ahead. We actually have had people visit us in the last couple cities that
Yeah.
are considering allowing us in to show them, hey, we do this nice. We won't wreck your place. Because I think people are reluctant
Yeah.
initially about having our 3,000 friends visit their place.
Yeah, we have a big footprint.
Yeah.
7 camera crews,
Yeah.
plus tents for volunteers, guests, triage. It's a huge event, so we need lots of space.
But Jill Giles gets credit for building those tours.
She does.
She has help. but she is the one who builds it. If life were perfect, she would always build it west to east. We're based in Boston, and we get tired. Imagine humans tired, but we do. And so, does it always work that way? No, but we try. That's the effort she makes. The other effort she makes is, I beg her to make this effort. Please don't do them when we're only home for 3 days. It's really hard.
Yeah,
No back-to-backs. No back-to-backs.
Yeah, so we fly home to Boston, rest, upload all our footage, take a look at it, get ready for the next stop. So we don't really we don't city hop. We travel, go back to Boston, and we have a truck that we pack before every tour that travels for us, that holds all our equipment, our production equipment, camera equipment, and the truck needs time to get there too.
To get there, we're all flying, but that truck with all of our gear on it is driving.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, it takes more than 3 days to see what we've done here, just to get ready. And we don't make many mistakes, but we're humans and we will make some. But I want to make different ones when we go to Booth Bay next. So you know what I mean? Like this is a big operation. And so we want to be able to learn from every city before we do the next one.
Agreed.
And even after, here we are, season 30, we still learn at every shoot. We really do, yeah.
Is there any way to see all the appraisals that don't make the show?
No.
Any way to see all the appraisals that don't make the show?
I'll stop answering before she asks it. No. They're called outtakes. None for you. And if you watch Junk in the Trunk, we're going to make 3 episodes from every city, including this one. And then we make something called Junk in the Trunk, which is leftovers from all the cities. That's the only outtakes you're going to get to see. But of course, they're not outtakes because they end up in Junk in the Trunk. We call it JIT, behind the scenes. But otherwise, they're outtakes for a reason. They may be now I'll give you that list. They may be factual errors in it. The performance may be not. You're competing with every other appraiser there, and so there are better appraisals than yours.
Another question, in your recollection, what is the craziest feedback booth spot that you've recorded?
Craziest feedback booth spot? I don't know.
Let's think about this.
A lot of folks like to be very punny. I always like a good pun when I see a feedback booth.
I like the lady who brought in the dairy sign that she said she painted, and she don't work there anymore, but she still had the sign. That was pretty cool. I like the funny ones where, like, the family goes in and they all talk and say funny things.
Anyone who calls himself an antique, you gotta.
Yeah,
those are good. Where are you from?
Can you hear it? I'm from Boston. I'm Boston born and bred. But I married a man from New Jersey, and if you hear anything in there that's not like New Jersey, it's his fault.
Sheila says you guys do a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love that. Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you, Sheila.
Does anybody have any questions for Marsha before we
Before
move
she
on
releases
and
me.
see some more appraisals?
Sheila also wants to know when you're coming back to California.
To California.
Even if I knew the answer to that, this is the last place I would say it first.
We don't know yet.
We don't
a
know.
few
We're still
cities,
building
but
next
we
year's
don't
tour.
know. Yeah.
We're looking at it, and we'll see. We love California.
Yes, we release our schedules for next season around January of the following year. So head to our website, pbs.org/antiques, around then to see where we're going. And you can apply for tickets there.
And if you really want to be savvy and in the know, come on, I got to do this, and it's worth it. Register for our newsletter. We'll tell you about it
There
first.
You can register for our newsletter on the website.
Yep.
And final question, when will this tour air?
When will this tour air?
Sometime between the first Monday in January and the end of May, not including JIT. Now, you know what JIT is. JIT is usually in the fall. We got to cut everything first to be able to make JIT. But yeah, all the 3 episodes from every city, January to May.
Great.
And we don't know the order yet. It won't be usually the same order that we tour.
Great. Thank you, Marsha.
Thank you, guys.
Enjoy the rest
I
of
bet
your
you
day.
want this little fuzzy guy back.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Thank you. See you later.
All right. Thank you, everybody. That was executive producer Marsha Bemko. You guys had some great questions for her. And so just to add a little more commentary on why we cut some of the appraisals. She said factual errors. So like I said before, we have over 2,000 people who come to our event, and the appraisers have no idea what they're going to see. So if they do end up pitching an item and it gets selected to film, they only have a few hours to do all their research that they need to before they go on camera. So sometimes our appraisers do make factual mistakes, but that's okay, because if we can edit it out, that's great. If not, then unfortunately it might go to junk in the truck. So, we are with sports. So I think we're gonna head over to the next table. Again, if you have any questions for our appraisers, please let us know in the comments. Okay, we're gonna step down. Let's go to the next appraisal table. So again, we're at the Red Butte Gardens and Arboretum and Amphitheater filming for season 30 of Antiques Roadshow. And so our production crew, as Marcia said, we're all from Boston. Our production crew is made up of about 20 core Antiques Roadshow staff, and we have Eric Silver. Someone wants Eric? All right, let's go see if he's over there. So we have about 20 folks from our core Roadshow staff, and then we have about 30 freelance crew members who come along with us to make up 7 camera crew system. So we have 5 crews who film appraisals. We have our snapshot team led by Adam, who hosts our Detours podcast. If you love podcasts and you love our show, you should head to our website and learn more. It's available on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube. We have videos, podcast videos. And then we also have our B-roll crew, who walks around and shoots some of the scenes without people, but scenes of the event that you see sort of towards the beginning and the end of the show. So we're gonna head over to Eric Silver. Eric Hanks. Sorry, not Eric Silver. Over at Paintings and Drawings. Hi. I hear you're ready to film for our YouTube Live.
Yeah. Ready to go.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this microphone to you. And do you want me to hold it? Yeah. Great.
Okay, so we'll get this one out of the picture.
Yeah,
we
that
already
sounds
talked
good.
about that.
Thank you.
So let's talk about this painting.
So this is Trevor Chamberlain, and I'm a watercolor artist, and I love Trevor Chamberlain.
Okay.
And so he bought this for me off eBay. It came with what did it come with? It said Trevor Chamberlain.
So it was like in a gallery, but I don't
have a
that
picture of it.
yeah.
But it's signed. It's not signed, and it has these staple marks.
Okay.
And so I was just wondering about it, and if you think it really is Trevor Chamberlain, or
Okay, but the party you bought it from said it was Trevor.
yeah.
They said it was authentic.
But it was
Trevor
eBay.
It was eBay.
So yeah.
Did they give you any kind of paperwork or anything like that?
I think it had. Let me pull up the picture of it.
Oh yeah, I sent a picture out.
Yeah. And we have the back that we have a picture of,
Okay.
and it does say, let's see.
When was it? February for your birthday?
Yeah.
While you do that, I'm going to see what I can find
Yeah.
in terms of the market for this area.
This probably would have been like May. Oh, right here. So this is written. Is this written on the back of the
Yeah,
actual?
that's written on the back.
Of the actual
We took it
painting.
out.
I don't think I have a picture of what you're saying.
So it says Trevor Chamberlain, and then there's these letters, R and 01. I'm not sure what that means. Okay. Okay. It looks like notes about the piece itself. I'm
Oh
gonna-
yeah, this is Much Haddam High Street. That's the place that it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know what all those letters are either.
So, when I bring up Trevor, the style looks like Trevor Chamberlain.
Yeah,
I can't tell you for sure that it is.
Yeah, yeah.
That was authenticating it, and that I can't do.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
can tell you that, in my opinion, if you just look at this painting
Yeah,
here,
it looks
Right.
just, and
That's
he actually
stylistic.
paints this street all the time.
yeah, and it's very lovely. It's like a watercolor, but it's almost got an impressionistic feel to
Yeah,
it. Right?
he's a leader in the impressionistic
Oh,
watercolor.
okay, right.
people.
So, and it says his best-selling category is painting. And we're going to take a look now to see what kind of results he's realized.
Get a little sun out. I had never seen anything with the staple marks. Though.
And that would definitely detract.
Yeah. Okay.
Because what happened probably, and this happens a lot, there's people that get art, sometimes they'll offer it up in an estate sale and use like those little push pins.
But I'm
In this
wondering,
case,
because it almost looks like he did it, because there's no paint over it.
well, he could have done it, but you know, at the same time, an owner could have done it.
Yeah. In my mind, it was like, because he's a plein air painter.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe he was
He
just
stabilized it so he could paint it that
yeah,
way.
just like for a.
I doubt that.
practice
I
or
doubt
something?
that.
Yeah.
I can't say for sure. I
Yeah,
wasn't
it'd be
present when he
weird.
painted it,
Yeah.
but I would doubt that he did that. It's very lovely, very
I
nicely
know, I
done.
love it, yeah.
And you didn't do it. You could cover those, and it's
Yeah.
kind of cropping.
I actually kind of like him.
But you like
Yeah.
it? Then leave it. It's part of the provenance of the
Yeah,
paint.
yeah.
Right.
But it looks like so this one auctioned recently, and it auctioned between. Well, no, it's not even auctioned yet. So it's estimated between
Okay,
$200
okay.
and $340, right?
Okay, cool.
And it's roughly the same. It's watercolor. It's probably
Yeah, around the
slightly around the same size.
Size, cool.
So if again, auction estimates are just those estimates. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah,
You get two
how
people
it
in the room, they
goes.
could
Yeah.
bid up.
Yeah.
Right.
But I would just say probably the same estimate, maybe, or
Yeah.
perhaps $300 to $400.
Yeah.
But what this also tells you is the most relevant market is probably England.
Yeah.
He's an English painter,
Yeah.
and what that means is you can get more money for it if you sold it there as
There,
opposed
yeah.
to selling it here.
I don't know if he's still alive too. He was
Well,
like
it says here he is, because they don't put a end date. They just put his birthday.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah, he's really
still
old.
kicking around
Because I
somewhere.
follow a
So
painter
1933,
who
so he's
loves
up in
it.
age.
Yeah.
He's 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he's still out there painting plein air. He's like a really
Probably
cool guy.
explains why he's able to live so long.
Yeah, probably.
He's doing
yeah.
what he loves.
Yeah.
But it shows in his work.
Yeah.
That is a very beautiful painting.
Yeah.
And I often tell people, listen, there's no necessary correlation between the monetary value
Yeah.
Right.
and the aesthetic value, or the personal meaning of it.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we
I
love
really
it.
appreciate you guys showing me that.
Thanks.
That's
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah.
And I like your idea of exposing the staple.
Yeah, I know. I like him.
Yeah, it's cool.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank
I hope you enjoyed your appraisal.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah. This is a YouTube live, so you can watch this later on. Yeah. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Hi, Eric. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Thank you, Eric.
Hey, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you? How are you having a good day today?
I'm having a wonderful day.
Great. Did you see anything that you might have pitched or anything?
I
There?
actually did put something earlier. It was
Wow.
a painting by an Ethiopian.
Wow.
And as it turns out, in Ethiopia, that artist is deceased now, but is probably one of the most influential artists in that country.
Wow. I
And
can't
the
wait to
person-
watch it.
Yeah, the person who brought it in, she was the daughter of a person. Her mother was a teacher under the USA program in Ethiopia in the 60s. And that's how
Wow.
the painting was.
Oh, that must be so special. I can't wait to see it.
Oh, that would be great to see.
We actually have a question for you from the audience. They
Okay.
want to know how you ID artists and pieces that you've never seen before.
So part of what we do is, of course, we try to get trace the artist out by name, of course, and their signature and so forth. Oftentimes, we can see by the style. That
Yeah.
that's the painting.
Just by the style.
The style of the work.
And where do you usually look for the signature? On the
So
front, on the back?
signature- Yes, and most often it's on the front,
Mm-hmm.
usually in the lower left or lower right corners. Not always.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's signed on the back, sometimes it's not signed at all.
Yeah, and so that's most challenging, I'm assuming.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Unless we recognize it from style and all that. Even then, you can't 100% guarantee.
Exactly. Yeah. That's very cool. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Does anybody have any other questions for Eric? All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right. So we're going to head over to Tribal Arts. There's Eric Hanks, Paintings and Drawings Appraiser. If you have any questions for our Tribal Arts appraisers, please let us know. And over here you can see the Masons. I know fan favorites over here. We may be able to stop by and say hi to them after.
What season are we filming right now?
We are filming for season 30. So we just finished airing season 29. You can see those episodes on YouTube or on our website, and you will be able to watch these episodes that we make from today's event next spring. So we don't know yet when they're going to air, sometime between January and May in 2026. All right. Right over here, looks like we have a beautiful piece. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? Are you all right if we film these for YouTube? Sure. Great. I'm going to give you this microphone right here, if that's okay.
Okay, wherever.
Stick this right here. No, you're good. You can leave everything where you have it. Thank you. Oh, I love this piece. All right, I'm going to give this to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. See here. Still. Okay. So tell me a little bit about what you guys brought today.
Okay, this is a rug. I have another one too in the car, but I didn't bring it because it was so stained. I didn't know it was bad. But these were on the floor of my grandmother's house, and her husband lived in Arizona a lot. He was a great friend to Native Americans, loved everything about everything they did. And this is a rug that is at least probably 100 years old. Could be more, I don't know.
Do you have any idea who made it?
I think it was probably some of the Native Americans that lived in Arizona or Mexico, New Mexico, but I do not know the name of the person who
So this
did
is
it.
Navajo.
Yes, Navajo.
Likely the Arizona area, because the red we put towards the western end of the reservation. It was likely done in the 1920s. This style, the coloring is it's not a super early design. The earlier rugs, we're going to call them in quotations, they're more weavings, were blankets. When they became rugs, it's when the traders came in and were suggested making a coarser weave for the floor versus a wearing blanket. So that kind of happened at the turn of the century. But the Valero stars here are wonderful. You do have a little bit of condition issues along the edge, but it's old. It's gonna have issues. But it's still in really good condition. There's not much of a fade. The red is an aniline dye, and aniline dyes fade very easily. So this has been kept out of the sun fairly well. The other colors are more of a natural dye, so natural dyes don't fade unless they've been, the black may have been over-dyed a little bit to make it deeper, but everything else is a natural dye, so that's never going to fade. Navajo men weave on a vertical loom, and how we can tell it's Navajo, so if you see in here these little diagonal lines that are kind of sporadic in here, they weave in sections. So that's where they stopped for the day, or took a pause, or took a break, and then they would move to a different section, where a Mexican weaving, or more of a Spanish New Mexican weaving, they're woven on a horizontal loom, and they're woven in one panel. So this is woven in sections. It's large. Very big. And a lot of the Valero stars are great. We don't normally see this many. Normally there's a couple, but to have rows upon rows, of Valero stars is really wonderful. Do you have any idea on the value?
I have no idea. That's why I'm here.
So
I just know I love it.
It's wonderful. It really is wonderful. So if this were to come to auction, we're going to start with the auction value because it's going to be lower than your insurance value. So if this were to come to auction, I would conservatively estimate this at $800 to $1,200. If you were to insure it, I would insure it from about $1,500 to $2,000. It's really it's really stunning and really beautiful. And then you have a nice little basket here. Do you have any idea on the basket?
I do not. This is something else that belonged to my grandmother and my step-grandfather. And it was, like I say, it's been around much longer than I've been around, which has been a while. And I just know, I know nothing about it. Okay. Nothing at all.
So this is, again, we're in Arizona, but different tribe. We're going to go to the Tohono O'odham. They're also known as the Papago. Both of these were made for the tourist trade. They're made for the trading post in the early 20th century. There's a heavy tourist trade with railroads coming through in the Fred Harvey era with all of that stuff. So trading posts are popping up because people want to bring stuff home. And what's more Southwestern than a rug or a basket or a pot or a piece of jewelry? So the trading posts are taking advantage of that. And this is early 20th century, probably the same time period as the rug, 1920s-ish. The Papago are very prolific basket makers. So the collective, their collectability is a little less because there's so many of them. But this is in great condition. There's no splits in the coils here. There's a little rubbing on the stitching, but that's not unusual for something from the 1920s. At auction, I would expect this piece to bring in the $75 to $150 range. So if you were to insure it, I would insure it closer to $250.
Okay. That's very interesting because I had no idea and I thought it's so well made. And I just couldn't figure out how it has stayed so well, but I knew it was old.
Yeah, you guys, whatever your family has done, they've done a very good job of taking care of everything because the blanket's in great condition. There's no real fading here. I mean, there's some soiling from wear, but nothing crazy, just a little couple repairs. This has been both in very, very good condition.
This man who was my step-grandfather is one of my favorite in history. He was an amazing man.
Oh, how fun.
And I am just so thrilled. I think he's thrilled that he's hearing this today.
I'm so glad we could fill out the missing pieces for you.
That is so nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much for bringing them in.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed. All right.
I've all my life wondered about.
Yeah.
And it's so fun to just get all the facts.
I'm so happy you were able to answer some of your questions. Thank you. All right, I think we have one question for Erin, and then I think we're going to head over to dolls and toys and games. So get your questions ready for that.
Thank you, guys.
Hi, we have one audience question for you.
Yes.
Someone wants to know how you're able to identify Native American art.
How? Kind of a stupid not stupid question, but stupid answer on my behalf. It's just being around it and studying it, reading books. I work at an auction company, so we see it every day, and it's just the monotonous of
seeing it over and over again.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry.
No, that's
I'm a
okay.
little tongue-tied right at the moment.
No, thank you so much for doing the appraisal.
Thank you.
I love your earrings, by the way. Can I grab your microphone from you, please? Thank you so much. All right, so that was Tribal Arts, and we are going to head over to dolls, toys, and games. So if you have any questions for them, please let us know in the chat, and we'll ask them away. So we are filming here for season 30. We're in Salt Lake City, Utah, at the Red Butte Garden Arboretum and Amphitheater. We have over 70 appraisers here in all different categories, appraising. Oh, that is very cool. Koala. Filming for season 30, we have over 70 appraisers here, appraising over 2,000 items from our guests. And from these episodes, we're going to make 3 episodes of TV for next season, our season 30. So let's go over here. Beige shirt.
Oh, no, he's not wrong. He's right.
All right. With Michael?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so tell me what you brought in here.
Well, my mother got these years and years ago, and probably at a yard sale.
Okay.
Because that's what we do is yard sales.
All right.
And all I know is just what's written on the bottom. And she actually gave them to my daughter before she died.
Okay.
So we wanted to bring them in and see. We don't know anything about them.
So we're looking at like 1960s here, so not quite antique yet. This is more like, let's say, retro, vintage.
Right.
The best audience for these would probably be somebody that recognizes them from childhood and has a nostalgic attachment to them, more than somebody as a antiques collector.
Okay.
Despite the squeaking, Edward Mobley Company, 1960, and the Arrow Rubber and Plastics Corporation. So their heads pivot too? Yeah, they do. That's nice.
Their eyes still closed. I've just never seen any others like
And eyes open and closed? Well, I haven't either. I mean, I'll say this. This is the first time on the Antiques Roadshow that I've had these.
Well, good.
Come on. So now, with that said, despite them being rare for the show, I don't know if they're necessarily rare in the marketplace or there is much of a market for them. But I would suspect if you walked into a thrift shop, an antique store, a store of that type, and these are on the shelf, and you had a nostalgic connection to them, you'd probably be willing to spend $30 a piece to get them. So I would assume maybe like $50 for the pair of them.
Okay.
If you find the right buyer who remembers them and wants them.
All right. Thank you so very much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Can you tell me like how I would clean them? What's the best way?
Soap and water will be fine for cleaning these. Yeah, soap and water will be fine. Now the challenge is, since there's so many little in-depth crevices,
You can't really immerse it.
you shouldn't with the squeaker, right? So cleaning it, maybe like a toothbrush might be good. Soft bristle toothbruch, soap and water, and just go to town.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Good luck.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is very cute. Thank you. Have a great rest of your. No, you're great. Do we have any questions for Michael before we head out? I think we have a question for Billy over here with dolls. Thank you so much, Michael. Hi, Billy. How are you? Hey, sorry. 1 second, sir, please. We just have an audience question for Billy. Somebody wants to know, how do you value vintage Barbie clothes?
The way I value vintage Barbie clothes is, first of all, I make sure that they're authentic Mattel clothes, and I do that by looking at the tags.
Okay.
Because a lot of times they are tagged.
Yep.
A lot of times they're not. Then you have to sort of research and know. And they come with little booklets.
Yeah.
If you see the little Barbie booklets online, they're very inexpensive, and it'll tell you every little accessory and every little piece that went with it. So the accessories are the things that ended up in the vacuum cleaner. So that's the things that a lot of times have more valuable than the actual clothes. So like the little compact that came with a #1 Barbie, it's just a little tiny half-inch brass compact with a B on it, marked for Barbie and me. It sells for $1,500. So check your Hoover out.
And see what you got hiding up in there.
Yeah.
And do we have another question? What is the creepiest doll you've ever seen? I'm pretty sure my sister asked this.
Probably, let's see, the creepiest doll I've ever seen is the one I saw in the last city that had the whole back of the head blown out, and the cotton was leaking out of the back of the head like brains.
Wow.
And it had bad cracks all over its face like it had leprosy. He was pretty creepy.
Oh, do you remember how much he went for?
How much did he sell for?
Or did you...
Can you say a negative number? Or I would say $10 or less to be nice.
Whatever they bought him for.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, thank you. What can you tell us about a lingerie Barbie line?
Lingerie.
Right? Is there a lingerie?
There were
Barbies?
Now, the first Barbie did have a lingerie set, and this was in 1959 in the early 60s, and it was sheer yellow nylon. That's just what you want your daughter to play with, is a see-through shorty negligee with matching pants.
Wow.
And yes, you could see everything. So I don't know if that's the lingerie they're talking about, or if they're talking about a later Barbie, which would have been like the Silkstone Barbies had lingerie sets. To be honest with you, Barbie didn't come with underclothes. She did have a girdle early on, but they didn't include the undergarments on her because it took up too much space for the clothes.
Right. Well, I never knew that Barbie had lingerie, so
There you go.
something new
And
every
it's
day.
very risque.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow. All right. That's great. Thank you so much. Have you had a good day today? Have you seen
I have
anything
had
cool?
a fabulous day. I have seen 2 number 1 Barbies.
Wow.
I saw a Jamie walking Barbie from 1970 still in the box with the cellophane
I saw
never
photos.
opened.
Very cool.
It was amazing. I just saw some cute little 1960s elf dolls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that have little wire arms and legs, so I had lots of fun with them.
Great. Glad you had a good day. I feel like everyone we've been talking to has had a great day in Salt Lake City.
And it's a great weather.
Yes, it is. A nice, cool 70 degrees compared to the 90 degrees that greeted us when we arrived a couple days ago.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Billy.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your
appreciate all
day.
of you. Thanks for watching the show.
Thank you. So we are at about time. Thank you so much to everybody who was watching, who watched from the beginning. You can watch our appraisals at pbs.org/antiques. Follow us at Roadshow PBS. We're on YouTube, of course. We're on Instagram. We're on Instagram Threads. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. We're everywhere. Follow us. Watch more appraisals, guest interviews, and more. Thank you so much to PBS Utah for hosting us here in Salt Lake City. Please support your local PBS stations. And thank you so much to our sponsors, Ancestry.com and American Cruise Lines. Thank you so much. We will be doing another live. It'll be myself and my colleague, Hannah Auerbach, in Booth Bay, Maine in a couple weeks. So be sure to follow us on YouTube to see when we're going to be doing that on June 18th. Thank you so much again, and have a great rest of your day.